Oi rat bags, it's Jade with a survival show. Today taking a look at some new games releasing. VOIDTrain is hitting Steam today. Is it worth your time? I played a big chunk of it yesterday and the brand new update that's hit with the Steam release, and it's nearly getting there. We're also going to cover the stuff that's going on with ARK, why a whole bunch of ARK PvP creators and players have all been banned apparently by the publisher of Wildcard and ARK Snail Games. So if that's not enough reason for some of them PvPers to look for a new game, I don't know what is, and I've got just the game for you. Maybe. Drake's Odd Survives. Yeah, not the best name, but it is a survival PvP game where you are aliens. Think Rust and DayZ mixed in with a little bit of Destroy All Humans. You can go ahead and shoot other aliens as well as NPCs. As an alien yourself, you can go ahead and take over other creatures like bears, and you can even pilot your own alien airship to take on other players. With base building and more, I'm going to be showing this off a lot more, and we're going to take a deeper dive. That has got back on the horizon and looks like they might be gearing up for something soon. Also, if you was interested in Robin Hood Sherwood Builders, a game that's had a demo up on Steam for ages, well, it looks like their final playtest is about to begin and you can take part. It looks like the full release, or the early access release anyway, will be here. I like this game a lot when I tried it last year. It's had some good improvements and it does look like it's got a lot going for it going forward. And on top of all that, Core Keeper, brand new update, the game that I pretty much voted as my favourite game of 2022, new one at least anyway, adds creative mode, brand new pets and a whole lot more. It's going live on the 10th of May. So all that and more, let's go, it's the survival show, we're back baby. So let's get the worst thing out of the way. ARK Survival Evolved. A whole bunch of creators got banned from the official Conquest servers. ARK have a special set of servers run by their publisher, Snail Games, supposedly with the chairman of the company who regularly plays on these servers with his tribe. There's been lots of accusations in the past of them abusing the powers of dev and being able to wipe other players and tribes or just get the upper hand. I'm pretty sure Hod Gaming is going to have a much more thorough takedown of this, and obviously the tubers affected are certainly upset. I'm not going to lie, I've got no clue who these are. I don't watch really ARK PvP apart from Hod, but Xfibo as well as Shockist were apparently banned alongside 90 other players from their tribes just because they were starting to win an actual raid. Apparently, after skimming through the video, it looks like they haven't actually done anything wrong, nothing to really get them banned, and yeah, Snail Games, aka ARK and Wildcard, have decided to just go ahead and ban them all. It's not the first time that this skullduggery's gone on, and I do question why these creators have chosen to play on these servers, full well knowing that the company is pretty corrupt when it comes to abusing powers on these servers. I'll leave the link to Xfibo's video explaining everything that's going on though to Signal Boost, and go and check it out. But absolutely another reason people shouldn't be supporting anything Snail Games do and should seriously think long and hard about anything that's going on forward with the ARK remaster and whether or not PvP is going to be like this in the future. Honestly, it's time for you dweebs to go and get yourself another game. I know it's not easy, but for sure, especially on PvP terms, why would you want to play a game where the actual developers or publishers are cheating? Allegedly. So this is where Drake's Odd Survive comes in. They reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, in fact while I was on holiday, asking if I could take a look at their stream and the YouTube footage that went up. So I'm doing that now, but I will have a more detailed video giving my opinion on it. It looks a bit derpy, I can't lie, but you know what? I prefer seeing actual full-blown gameplay, warts and all, compared to something like Dead Matter where we get led on and on and on about stuff with a game that's seemingly never going to release in all sorts of drama and turmoil. None of that here with this game, just showing off some cool mechanics, some interesting vibes mixed in with the regular PvP gunplay action that players will be used to. You can go ahead and get in vehicles, you can decimate resources using your alien powers. It's got all the usual bells and whistles of gathering resources, getting more gear and crafting more stuff, as well as base building. I'd had my eye on this game a good few years and I've been keeping lists of it, showing it in any kind of previews, but they did go quiet for a long time in their Discord and it looked like the game was probably not going to be finished. But all of a sudden they just announced that basically they were working really hard and they wanted to make sure that the stuff was on the rise, getting lots of things done before showing off or talking about the game again. So yeah, you can go ahead and become a bear. cause some serious mayhem inside your alien saucer, as well as abduct other humans and pretty much destroy and lay waste to other alien plans. Looks like it's a fully open world with lots of depth, with abilities and obviously skills, making sure you've got the right enough stuff to do with your alien powers, as well as the usual food and water. So yeah, expect a video, much longer one, taking a look at this game later on this week. As of right now, you'll find a link to the Steam wishlist. Go and check them out and also join the Discord. I'll try and put that in the comments pinned as well. Something a little bit closer to release, of course, is VOIDTrain. It's out actually today on Steam. It's been in early access on the Epic Games Store for nearly a year and a half, or maybe even longer, and it's had a good few updates. I would say that yesterday when I joined and played it for a good few hours on my 100 Days channel, I didn't really see many changes or enough to really warrant it. But they had an update overnight and it's definitely made the first few hours a much more enjoyable. Long gone is the kind of demoralising long way to get into the game with a huge tutorial and just a bit of massive grind, not really showing off any of the core mechanics. You can pretty much get a upgraded 2-cabin part of your train ready to go in about an hour and a half with all sorts of crafting stations, as well as taking part in the combat loops. I'm sure you've probably seen it at least from some of your favourite survival streamers over the last year and a half. Give it a shot at least once. But it does look good. They've got a roadmap up as well. The price is kind of hitting the higher mark. I would say £22 up to £30 or $30 by the time it's come out with its 10% early access discount. It's probably a bit steep. I don't know if it's still got enough in the tank yet to really warrant maybe your time, but I definitely think this is going to be one for the future. They have solved and rectified a lot of the slowness of the start of the game, but I'm a bit concerned that took like a year and a half and the Steam release for them to do so. It does include a complete revamp of the story, which is very noticeable, and there are definitely some nice touches here to polish up on. It comes with Chapter 1, they're going to be working on Chapter 2 very soon, which is listed on the roadmap, and Chapter 3 will be the conclusion when it comes out with early access at some point, I'm guessing next year. This game has been heavily promoted as part of Xbox promotions as well, looking likely that it would come to game preview in the future. Not too sure if that's the case. I was kind of expecting it to maybe hit at the same time as the Steam release, but alas no, and no real wording about when it's going to be coming to Xbox. You can upgrade your train, you obviously get lots of crafting stations, it's still a bit grindy, and the action and combat loops definitely still need a bit more work and variety, but in the first hour and a half that I tried again today of the new update, it definitely was an improvement. Another game I've been showing off on my JPG 100 Days channel. Go and check it out to see 100 Days of Smallland and Sons of the Forest already. So yeah, if you're really bored of everything that's out at the moment, maybe give it a try, but I still just don't think it's got quite enough for me to really dedicate enough time into it at the moment. But certainly I reckon by the time the second update comes with this next chapter, or definitely full release, I think it'll be a really unusual game, especially in the survival term, to really give it a shot. So Robin Hood Sherwood Builder has got a technical test that is open apparently to the first 500 players. I've literally just gone and joined it, so you can probably get in it right now, and it's got a much more updated version of their latest content for the game. It's been one of them that's seemingly been around for a good few years with various alphas and demos that you are able to try on Steam. It's like, I would say, a much more basic and maybe slightly janky version of The Witcher, in the aesthetic of course. Got combat loops, harvesting, gathering resources, lots of crafting, all the while you're building up your village like a tribal builder. Now lots of games are starting to get into this, we're seeing more and more, and it is looking like it's going to be one of these new kind of waves of survival features that we're going to see. The story and quests were all part of the demo that I showcased a bit earlier on this year, and yeah, for sure, I reckon you should go and give the technical test out. With this being the final one, it looks like release must be only a few months away. As always, you'll find a link to this also in the comment section, go and check it out. Once we get full confirmation of release date, of course, I'll drop that info to you. Like I said, absolutely one of my favourite games of 2022, Core Keeper has had a steady slew of updates. The latest one adds a bunch of pets that you can now find that will give you boosts and buffs, and they're pretty cool, as well as creative mode, which is really good. This is a sandbox survival game, very much like Terraria and maybe Minecraft kind of mashed up with Stardew Valley. Really love this game. I've put about 200 hours into it. When I was sick over Christmas, it was the only thing that I played on my Steam Deck. And I'll be covering it on my second YouTube channel, JPG Crafted, alongside my grounded usual content. The price of the game is going up in a couple of weeks, I do believe. They're increasing it, but only by a couple of dollars or a couple of quid, and it's already super cheap, only like £10.99 or $12 or so. Honestly, they should have increased the price a lot more. It's definitely worth it. You've got a good 50 hours at least if you're trying to just take on all the bosses, get yourself a nice base built up and get a good amount of swords, weapons and armors. And even longer if you're going to be really creative and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Automation, base decoration, pixel art even now that the creative mode is here. And now you get to see all the weapons and armors that you may have missed, as there is quite a lot of RNG trying to find some of these items or drops from bosses. Honestly, I can't recommend the game enough. I did an interview with these guys and the Valheim devs a little while ago, and I can't wait to see where they're going to come up with soon. Hopefully, again, we'll see some news about modding. I think that was kind of hinted at in the future. And yes, console release maybe one day. The update's called Claws and Paws. It's out tomorrow on the 10th. Go and check it out. You'll see lots of guides from me on my other channel. Again, links down below. And that's it. That's the survival show back, baby. Keeping you up to date in the loop. As I said, I'm going to be trying to do this a bit more. Feel like I've maybe neglected some of you guys when I've been trying to concentrate on just one game at a time, like Valheim and stuff in the past. And it is a hard balance. But I do want to see if I can keep you guys in the loop on a daily basis of all things survival a bit more. So please leave a like if you found it useful. And let me know what survival games I should be covering. I showed you guys Enshrouded yesterday, and I've got lots more on the horizon. Until next time, ratbags, laters.